Beer News. Hello friends that like beer. In the beer news for the edition 119 of the program Sobre Cerveja com Professor Cesar Peixoto, uploaded with a big delay, we highlight Ambev, Brazilian subsidiary of AB Ambev, project supports small producer. Ambev's regional beer project with local ingredients and insertion of the small agricultural producer in the company's supply chain won yet another label. After Magnífica from Brazilian state Maranhão, which uses manioc, and Nossa from Pernambuco, which also uses manioc, now it is the turn of the state of Piauí. In Piauí, the label that has not yet won a name will be produced using cashew nuts, purchased from more than 400 families of rural producers in the state. It is a project that generates income and inserts the small producer in the supply chain of one of the largest companies in the world. Congratulations to those involved. Good beer doesn't have to be expensive. Much to the dismay of many beer producers, the Estrela Galícia 1906 family, which can be purchased in Brazil for around $2 a long neck, won maximum points and a gold medal in the World Beer Challenge. For the Estrela Galícia brewery, the award was triple. Both the 1906 Reserva Special, the 1906 Red Vintage, and the 1906 Black Copage were at the top of the list among the 355 evaluated beers. They reached the maximum score and even received gold medals in the World Beer Challenge. It seems that making excellent beer does not mean making expensive beer. Meanwhile, we have beers that would never win a medal and are selling between $5 and $8 a half-liter bottle in Brazil. Bud Light launched in Chinese markets. More than 6 million online and offline viewers witnesses the official launch of Bud Light in China. Now, Bud Light has entered the Chinese market. It starts in the Guangdong province. Established in 1982, Bud Light is an internationally acclaimed beer, well loved by people all over the world. Its reputation comes from its premium quality. Bud Light uses the advanced cold filtration dual technology in its brewing process. This technology uses cold temperatures to preserve the beer's natural taste and applies a double membrane filtration method. With unprecedented freshness and vitality, Bud Light uplifts every moment. Patagônia Brewery launches new label in Brazil. The Argentine brewery presents Session IPA 24.7 in a long neck version, refreshing, full-bodied, a pure golden malt beer with a slight pink hue of sulco, also known as elderberry, and intense and white cream. Its aroma brings intense citrus hops with hints of white fruits and honey, which also goes in the recipe, and a mild hope flavor. Argentine ropes, Nahuel, Mapuche, and Victoria are used, as well as 5 different types of malt: Pilsen, Munich, Cara Red, Cara Pils, and Melanoidina. 4.5% alcohol session IPA and a slight bitterness of 36 IBU. Joinville encourages hope production. The Secretariat of Agriculture and Environment of Joinville, Santa Catarina, Brazil, has just launched the Nossa Project, a program to encourage the cultivation of hopes. The long-term goal is to supply the region's craft breweries with the inputs. The project also intends to present studies so that the registration of geographic indication can be made at the Brazilian Ministry of Agriculture, because in this way it gives the indication of the rope's origin as an agricultural product. The initiative with the regulation of planting is a proposal from brewers in the city of Joinville. Heineken and Albert Einstein Hospital guide reopening in Brazil. The platform De Volta ao Bar gathers good hygiene and health practices for bars and restaurants. The project consists of a content and e-learning platform in which the owners of bars and restaurants will receive recommendations for good practices in order to ensure the well-being and safety of their teams and their customers, such as good practices to maintain the environmental insurance, recommendations for cleaning and hygiene of the place, control of entrance of the customers, among others. The platform is available in Brazil in Portuguese for Android and iOS systems, in addition to the desktop version. Seasons Brewery starts exporting to Europe. Seasons Brewery from Porto Alegre, Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil, gains space in the international beer market through a partnership with importer Het Beer Loket from the Netherlands. The brewery, member of the CBCA group, has developed a channel with the importer, which should receive the first delivery by the end of August, initially target the Dutch market. This is the first exporting action of the brewery, and this bridge to the European continent opens space for the other brands in the CBCA portfolio, Leuven and Schornstein. CBCA is a successful case of integration between Brazilian breweries, leveraging resources, mitigating challenges, and expanding the competitiveness of labels. Youth-inspired beer. Red Rock Brewing from Canada has announced that a beer named in honor of a series of local UFO sightings is set to return to celebrate the filming of a new documentary about the mystery. Guardian IPA, 6.8% of alcohol, is an IPA brewed with the Galaxy hops, of course. The Guardian UFO cases has been a Carp, Ontario mystery since 1989, when UFO researchers in Canada and the USA received a mysterious VHS tape from someone calling themselves Guardian. The phenomenon was even documented in a 1992 episode of Unsolved Mysteries, and now a CBC documentary is being filmed to examine the case. Krombacher invests in craft brewery. Krombacher buys minority interest in promising Bavarian craft brewery. Germany, Krombacher Brewery has bought a minority interest in one of the most promising Bavarian craft breweries, Steinberger Brauhaus, from Berg, a small village on Lake Steinberg, 35 kilometers southwest of Bavaria's capital, Munich. Krombacher already produces a large portfolio of beers, but is lacking so far due to its location in North Rhine-Westphalia as an authentic Bavarian beer brand. Therefore, the new alliance is a win-win solution. Steinberger currently produces 4 different types of beer: Steinberger Hell, the unfiltered and cloudy Steinberger Special, the Steinberger Weiss, and a strong bock beer called Senator. It is planned that in the course of 2021, Krombacher will start selling Steinberger Hell outside of Bavaria. Pabst Blue Rainbow in Brazil. The North American Pabst Blue Rainbow arrives in Brazil initially through the state of São Paulo. The first label to be distributed is Original, a 4.5% alcohol American Standard Lager, a typical American beer, light and easy to drink. Pabst will be produced in Brazil by the brewery New Age from Leme in São Paulo. India B9 Beverages selling minority stake. Craft beer maker B9 Beverages, one of the most successful craft beer makers in India, is in talks to sell a stake of up to 20% of the company. B9 Beverages comes to have more than 5% of overall beer market and over 20% of market share in the premium beer category in India. Reuters cited the India industry sources saying that B9 and Kirin had been in negotiations. A deal will not only help finance the Indian business, but would also allow the Japanese brewer to offer its brands directly in India's estimated $7 billion beer market. Each video of the program Sobre Cerveja com Professor Cesar Peixoto is open for sponsorship. If you want to sponsor, you can contact WhatsApp 5521-98883-4944. Our tasting Essa Está Gelada in Portuguese on Thursdays are live on Instagram Cesar Peixoto F1. Always at 20 o'clock Brazilian hour. Later, the video goes to our YouTube channel. The full videos can be seen on our YouTube channel, Sobre Cerveja com Prof. Cesar Peixoto. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share with friends, and invite them to subscribe to the channel too. The other social networks where we publish the video calls are Instagram, Cesar Peixoto F1, Twitter, Cesar Peixoto F1, Facebook, Cesar Peixoto.info.beer. For contact, we have the email progsobrecerveja@gmail.com and the WhatsApp 5521-98883-4944. The structure of the program includes one video in English every Monday, the beer news. The other videos from Monday to Friday are in Portuguese. This was the beer news for the edition 119 of the program Sobre Cerveja com Professor Cesar Peixoto.
Sobre cerveja, informação, entretenimento e os prazeres do mundo cervejeiro. A apresentação, Professor Cesar Peixoto.